I've always believed that God leads us one step at a time. And God has been telling me, Hans, I want you to go into a greater giftedness, working in your area of gifting in your sweet spot. My burden is the next generation of leaders that are rising up all over the world. I am Hans Finzel, and I'm the president of WorldVenture. WorldVenture is a missionary sending organization. We have 600 missionaries, 70 countries. We do evangelism, church planning, leadership training, compassion, and spawning mission movements, we say, getting nationals to create their own mission sending agencies. The story of my journey to Dallas Seminary is an interesting one because I grew up in a wonderful German home, but in a non-Christian home, so I was a very lost person growing up. Well, I went away to college and 4 guys led me to Christ my first semester at the University of Alabama. Then I went to a conference with Campus Crusade for Christ, and I heard a guy speak there called Howard Hendricks. And I just said, someday I'm going to go study at the feet of this guy. What an amazing communicator of God's Word. Then I went back to my hometown and I joined a church called Calvary Bible Church, and there was a pastor there by the name of Richard Strauss, who was also a Dallas Seminary grad. So Richard Strauss and Howard Hendricks were the 2 people that made me say in my heart, boy, if I can ever get my act together and get accepted, I'm going to go study at Dallas Seminary. And so I encourage people, if you want to be in ministry your whole life, if that's your calling, you need to go to seminary and lay the foundation. And this very wise man told me, he said, right now you're a young guy, you're 22 years old, and 4 years seems like an eternity. He says, you will look back someday and that'll be like a drop in the bucket. And you know what? He was right, because now I look back, I've been a graduate for over 30 years ago. I finished the seminary, and it laid an amazing foundation. So I tell people, if you want to spend a life in ministry, go to seminary, number 1. And number 2, go to a seminary based on who the teachers are. I think my greatest passion is to finish well. I think we all say that, and I realize that could still be 20, 30 years from now, but I want to finish well. And I want to run through the finish line. To me, it's like a tape, like when you run a race, and I want to run through that tape hard and strong. So that's the most important thing to me. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the race is going to be, but I want to finish strong and finish well.